Take two. I don't know why I just trailed off on like the 3-minute mark and I wasn't feeling it. I was feeling the reading, but the energy. So I kind of want to cleanse it. Anyway, good morning, beautiful. This is the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for April 26, 2022. Also being timeless, wherever you're catching this in time. It might be really relevant, horribly irrelevant, somewhere on the spectrum, but it's general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. If you do have questions about booking your own session or seeing what services I provide, go to the description. It has the email address, and also you can find me on the social platforms. It's at Raising Sevak, and that's @ RAISINGSEVAK. That's my new name for all my social platforms. So go ahead, find me, definitely say hello, let me know where you are in the world. See what services might be right for you. Now let's talk about this. So we're kicking this off with Rider-Waite. I think that you have been drilling yourself into the ground, whether it's through anxiety, whether it's through action, whether it's through just constantly hustling, grinding, hitting the bone on this one. It's been a constant with you, but Spirit is very quick to inform that knock it off. It's time for you to rest. Spirit is doing work on the other side of this. So it looks like no matter what you try and do right now, nothing is going to get done. And I know how aggravating that can be. I know that you don't want to just let it go. I know that this is a faith-based situation. So you're not going to trust that anything is going to go through unless you're keeping an eye on it. You don't have faith that anybody's going to step up because you're not micromanaging them. And I completely get your anxiety around that. But this is not in your hands. It's not in anyone else's hands. Spirit's doing the work on the other side of this. And it's so important that you let go of the expectation of how you think that things should go. How you had planned this out before. There's a new plan in order. And you're really, really, really getting a second chance on your situation right now. I know that it seems completely out of the blue. I know that it seems like a shot in the flippin' dark. But there's a huge chance that's opening up to you right now for something new to take place. That newness, well, that's gonna be fun to discover, isn't it? We have a leg up, the new life in reverse, so you know it's good. You're not prepared, you're shaking in your boots. This is actually you having somebody come in to help you with this, whether it's through a spirit guide or a mentor or a peer. Somebody is helping you in your scenario. And I see that there is a feeling of overwhelm with that. There's a feeling of, okay, this doesn't feel bad, but why do I need your help? Well, because it's really that silly idea, you know? Well, it's not silly. It's really that idea. Two heads are better than one. Somebody who's already been where you are, somebody who sees where you're going, sees not only the potential in you, but the fact that you're it. It's like you're the chosen one for this. And I'm picturing in my head, Neo, come on. You're absolutely the right person for what is being offered to you. And I want you to be open to the idea. There is a very specific drawing towards this, and it might not make sense to you right now, but you are being pulled to actually trust that little wiggle of intuition, I think. You don't have to know where everything is going. I know that's easier said than done, but something amazing is coming together for you that's really going to change the direction. What's being regenerated, what's the second chance, is a complete change in direction, whether it's a paradigm or whether it's the actual physical life. But it's coming together beautifully. And the no place like home is, I think that it feels like you're following this. It almost feels like a nostalgic pull for a place that you haven't been. You know, like that, I just want to go home. But this is a place that you've never been before. So it's like, where is this home? What is this? Well, I see that this is going to be dealing with the throat chakra and also the heart. You need to talk about the blockages on your heart. And I think that's specifically for you, the blockages. What the heck are these blockages? And I'm still being pulled to this. So what the hecking heck are these blockages? Learning how to be flexible, huh? Come to the edge. Why? I weirdly feel like this is not done. And okay. What's this? Serendipity and observer. Clean it up. The blockages on your heart of grave disappointment. A lot of wisdom of the oracle coming out in this reading. Interesting. The blockages of your heart are the fact that I feel like you've been cynical. And the great George Carlin said what I assume is more than once, a cynic is just a disappointed idealist. How does that hit? I feel like you had these beautiful ideals about life, love, and everything that goes along with it, and you played your part fearlessly. You put yourself out there, and it's this idea that everybody had the same drive, whether it was different types of drive, but the same intensity of drive, the same open heart. And you put yourself out there thinking that this was going to be matched by these particular people. And time after time, again, people let you down. And that's a lot of heartache in here. I think that you were completely all in on this game. I think that you were completely, I don't want to say naive, because I don't think that it was naive. I think it was hopeful. I do feel like it was hopeful. So after enough letdowns, after you had been so dead set that this life was going to be easy, it was going to be beautiful, it was about happiness, that got knocked out of you. You lost that sense of idealism, the possibility of what can be, and it was like you were a cog in a machine, in a device that you did not want to be part of. So this, what I feel that it's talking about is happiness, while it's subjective in its own sense, was taken off the table. You saw life coming together for other people. You saw people getting their way. It was like you were watching life as if it were some sort of a movie. And why can't you get what you want? Why can't you be this person? How come they seem so happy? And let's look at it for what it is. How did you show up in your daily life? How did you talk to other people? How did you interact with other people? Chances are it was you putting on that brave face, putting on that mask. Somebody asks you, how are things going? You say how great everything's going, when behind closed doors it's probably not so great, probably downright painful. You learn to tell a story to others about who you are that didn't resonate at all. That really hurts, doesn't it? And you thought that other people had this awesome, charmed life, and all you saw was the surface. You didn't see their internal struggle. You didn't see their battle, much like they didn't see your internal struggle. They didn't see your battle. Nobody really knows what was happening behind closed doors, no matter how much you watched them. There's a lot of projections that were happening in there, whether it's you projecting onto them what their life supposedly is, or, vice versa. So this, it leads to a lot of watching the crap out of them. And I guess seeing how you can have an edge into that kind of life, how you, with that mask of yours that you have painted so beautifully to portray such a life that you say that you wanted, you would have an edge in with them. And it's like two actors meeting each other. And I see that you would start to take your mask off little by little around them. And it seems to change the dynamic of this connection. Now, this is going one of two ways. Either you met your likewise people who took the mask off and it was the same type of energy, or you started to extend yourself to that person to show them, while that mask was still hanging off a little bit, that you're worth this. You would do more things for them to find a way to accept you with or without the revealing of what was under the mask. So where are we going to take this? We have the exchange gifts coming up. So this, what did those situations teach you? Well, let's see. Oh. It taught you, apparently, Vanessa and Azor. And there's one more in here, and I think it's this one, Aurora. You learn to walk away from a lot of things in life, I see. To make your decision, ask yourself which way brings you closer to your divine purpose, which way takes you away from it. Your desired outcome will occur in the near future. Have patience and faith and don't try and force it to happen. You're flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend, because others will soon be inspired by your actions. So let's see what this is. Let me show you. Okay, so how did this help you? How did this affect you? So first off, it was, who and what you were around, what brought you closer to a sense of wholeness, a sense of well-being, a sense of purpose, what really lit you up, and what made you feel like you were starting to make yourself small, what was pulling you away from your true authentic self. And also, when you would brush off those old identities that people had or projected onto you, how would you respond to their emotional reaction to you? So this, even though it seems to be quite stressful, you got exactly what you wanted. This feeling of rejection from people who were in no way going to be benefit or part of your journey. So, what are we going to do with this? This is the idea of showing somebody your truth, and whether or not they accept you, you win no matter what. Because if they accept you, then they accept you, and there's a sense of well-being coming together, all those things. But if they don't accept you, then it validates your idea that nobody's going to stick around, and you are right to believe that they would walk away. So which area were you feeding? Is it this point of being a victim of some level, or was it this point of, all right, I'm done with these people, I'm ascending? Now I'm being pulled to Wisdom of the Oracle again. What do you need to hear from this after the whole letting them go? You do not need to keep repeating these same stupid cycles in your life. And I'm going to say it just like that. They're absolutely the dumbest cycles on the planet, and it's the most frustrating thing for you. You know exactly what you need to know about these people, about this situation, and what course of action you need to take, and it's going to be different from what you've done in the past. Now, I know that you've probably walked away from certain things in the past, but how are you going to do that differently and put yourself into alignment with something else this time around? So this, we have the To the Sea coming up. All right, so it's putting you in alignment, but how? Excuse me. You're going to pull away from them. How? Romance? I don't really feel like it's romance. Okay. I get this. So what you're going to do, you're going to go do your own thing, whether it's alone or with anybody else. I honestly feel like it's probably alone. So kind of be safe about that. For instance, if you're going hiking, tell somebody where you're going. Just saying as a disclaimer. All right. Ooh, my energy is descending as I'm doing this. Okay. You are going to go do your own thing. You're going to play your own activities. You're going to play your own games. You're going to go out and you're going to put yourself in a place of zen or exhilaration. I feel like, oh, sorry. I got a message about sessions. So, okay. You learn to be independent from the people that you had just separated from, and that this is what this is guiding you towards. And you emphasizing that you are not a doormat, and that you're not cruel. That's the thing. When you take yourself away from the source of entitlement in your life, whoever got benefit of that entitlement to your resources and energy, they feel like you're in the wrong and that you hurt them when actually you're holding a boundary. So this, I think that you're seeing them for the true, personality that they are. This is somebody who really loves staying in stagnance. This is somebody who really paints a beautiful picture and illusion of their life. And this is somebody who at their core feels very weak. But man, do they wear a beautiful mask. You're ready to move beyond them. That's actually awesome. So what is this leading to with you? How are you going to move on from them? How are you going to let them go? Let's see. You're going to open yourself up and throw yourself into another pot. So this was from at the beginning, throw yourself into it. You're going to take a huge leap of faith on this. It almost feels impulsive. I think that you're going to get irreversible closure on them. So this might involve blocking completely, deleting all sources of contact. Maybe you even have to report somebody for harassment on the messages. Maybe you have to even change your number. Or maybe you have to even verbalize, don't you ever contact me again. It seems like that might be the point of action for you. So after you do this, what does this lead to? Your regeneration, your clear slate. All right. It's important to talk about what you learned from all those hurdles that you had to overcome. Spirit is giving you divine inspiration through audio. And I do feel like you'll be more vocal about how you have changed, how different you've become. I also feel like you need to start listening to the messages that Spirit gives you. There's a point of you need to listen. There's a point of, what's this cantantly? Listen to how you talk about yourself. Do you call yourself an idiot? Do you call yourself a jackass? Like, how do you talk about yourself? I don't want you to be that person putting yourself in that place. And if there's some sort of way that you dog yourself down or that you let others dog you down in this is telling you that you need to stay away from that. What this is leading to is seeing how your body responds to other people's energy. So the workshops and seminars, the Clear Yourself is clearing yourself of all toxins. Even if the toxins are stemming from you, you're clearing yourself of it. I do feel like you are wiping this slate very clean. What is this gonna give you as closure though? Yeah, I want this one still. So ascending on to the next level, that's pretty awesome. And I see that you are going to be quite actually busy. I see you learning how to take bold moves, and I see that you are going to take charge of your life and not let anybody direct you and tell you what it is that you want to do, that you need to do, and how that's going to benefit them. This is all about you. And this is talking about your base. It has to start in your foundation. So only speak in positives about your foundation, what it's made of. Then this is going to bring in the correct people. So this, all right, you're bringing people who are not toxic and who are ascended. And these are people that you're going to be working in communications with. Speaking your truth. God, you're leveling up with the people that you surround yourself with. I really can't wait to see where this goes with you, because to feel like you belong is going to feel like it's alien, but it's one of the most pleasant experiences. That feeling of belonging. It's not just fitting in, it's belonging. A flippin' clementine or a garlic clove actually can fit into a wedge of a clementine, but it doesn't belong there. You're going to find where you belong, and then you ascend with these people. Same drive. This is awesome. Okay, this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for April 26, 2022. Again, being timeless. If you have questions about booking a private session, go to the email address in the description, or find me on the social platforms at Raising Sevak, RAISING SEVAK. No spaces, no underscores, no hashtags, no punctuation. I do look forward to meeting you, and I hope that you have a great day. You are making a major leap, and it's nothing but based off this idea of hope, and you have no idea if you're going to be able to even do this, but I see major windfall coming in, whether it's financial or emotional. It's probably not dealing with emotional. And it looks like the financial aspect of it, this is going to be a gamble. Interesting. Whatever the financial gamble is, it's going to take a lot of discipline, and it's going to take a lot of communication going on with you. You have got to speak up on this one. And I think it's to talk about your nerves. See, this is what I'm looking at right here. All right. Something's feeling completely renewed. But there's also this fear of not using your full potential. Yeah, the imposter syndrome. Maybe you're not going to your full extent. You start to backpedal a little. I want you to really be mindful of that. Your intimidation, where is this coming from? Feeling stuck, feeling like you keep hitting a wall, afraid of letting anything good happen to you. Then we have the world opening up. So this, it seems like it's going to be hardship initially. It seems like it's going to be completely alienated initially. And this might feel, if not alienated, alien. But this is a major karmic lesson for you that you've got to reel in, I want to say your power. So I think that you're in the right setting. It's going to take a while for you to adjust, but don't think that you did the wrong thing. I do see that you have a lot of help coming in. Blue is really dominating this. So it's dealing with the 5th chakra, dealing with change, communication, also learning how to trust, learning how to really use your voice, and learning how to be completely open, clear, deliberate. That would actually probably follow more into the yellow. So your power and your control. Even if it feels like you're backpedaling, it's more like you are gaining strength to launch, I think, new momentum. Is that the way I want to say this? But anyway, somebody's about to give you a gift. So when you're sitting in places of uncertainty with this, I want you to honestly just lay back and relax. Something is about to blossom, and this is protected. This is on a form of stability, and it's also a complete new start for you. It should be emotionally fulfilling, but this has to come from the other side. Discipline and waiting and patience, and know that this is completely protected and guarded. I do feel like a huge windfall is about to fall onto your lap, so congrats. You know that this is going to be the same stupid thing over and over and over and over. Stop pretending that this is going to be any different. This is time for you to move on. Stop kidding yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop going around in the very same cycle. I know that it's familiar. I know that you hope that it's going to change. This is saying it's not going to change. Take the opportunity to free yourself of this. Stop holding yourself back. You're going to kick your own butt over it. This is unstable. The foundation on this is completely uprooted. And this, I know that it's this fear of moving forward, but these moments when you're in that fear base, it's exactly what you need to do. You've been hurt enough in this. You've gone through the same lesson more than enough times. You've recently found your balance. So this is leading to this idea that maybe things will be different this time. And I'm seeing a major loss of fire out of this, major loss of passion. And I don't know why it's trying to be talked up again, but that's the last thing that you need to do. This is not coming out of nowhere. And I do feel like you've been seeing this for quite some time. So I guess in order to restore balance and to restore a sense of yourself and really feel empowered again, stop flipping lying to yourself about this. If you're wondering if it's time to move on or stay put, get going. It's time to move on, and you know this. All right, you, take your chance. So I asked what this person, whoever's coming to mind right now, wants to say to you. So this is somebody who I assume is alive that you're not in contact with. And what it looks like is their world kind of stopped when you stopped talking to them. They've been working really hard. They've been distracting themselves with work. And I think that it's also, them working on themselves and work in general. They're trying to just completely drown everything out. They don't know what to do. They want to come towards you, but they don't think that they can come towards you. So this is them on the waiting ground. They're looking for some sort of sign for you to either get the go-ahead to reach out to you or for you to contact them. But they want to move forward with you. They don't know how. They're waiting for some sort of divine intervention. So if you're wondering if they have or have not been thinking of you, I need you to understand they have been thinking of nothing but you. And I know how that can sound, but they don't know if they can reach out to you. See what happens. So let's talk about awakening. I know, aren't we tired of hearing about this? Dedication, collaboration, being flippin' heard. I think that you're really demanding center stage right now. I think that you're using it as your stomping ground, and I think that you need to. You've been going through such a flippin' awakening. Yes, it feels like you're at square one and that you have to take on other people's insight, their wisdom. You have enough and you need to be heard right now. There's a lot that you need to let go of, a lot that has been lied about in your life that you need to call out. And honestly, I see this huge, massive emotional purge coming from you. And I feel like you're not doing it to be spiteful. You're not doing it to attack anyone. It's a point of accountability. It's a point of not letting yourself be criticized for someone else's mistakes anymore. It's because this has been weighing on you and probably even physically making you sick. So what I'm seeing here is you standing up, you flipping out in the best way possible, letting go of every single, way that you've been backed into a corner is the best way I can put this, but look at what I'm seeing here. There's recovery and there's regrouping. So this feels like you're having a volcanic tower moment. Like those two mesh together, it's going to be one big glorious mess, but also the fallout of that is recovery, recuperation, and also getting all of that weight off of you. It leads to a sense of elevation. It feels almost like a natural high, if I can say that. When you have like fresh air and you're feeling kind of lightheaded from that and it's exhilarating, that's kind of what I'm feeling in this one. So after your recovery, what is it that you have to look forward to? Oh, the Strength card. Loud, very loud energy. The worst of the hurdles are behind you. And I think that you wear all of your accomplishments on you proudly. It's blossoming. And I think that you are taming this the wild beast, but I don't think that it's you who's the wild beast that you're taming. I think that it's every sense of opposition. You're really grabbing everything and taking control. And there's really no rough terrain around you anymore. You can handle it. And I think that you have learned to be calm, which is going to be the best foot forward for you. 1 second. Yeah. You're leaving the party. This feels good. All right, if you found your way across this, you probably need to hear this message. So this might be from a main spirit guide or a loved one who's crossed over. Listen with an open heart and open mind. If you want to hear me up, go ahead, pause and read. Let's see what's up. There's more than one side to an argument, 2 sides, if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today, we suggest that instead of looking for differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person thinks or how an alternative plan might be laid. Stay out of judgment too. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another's point of view. No matter what you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. So this is really about learning how to use different points of view and compromise and coming out stronger together rather than through individual circumstances. And you're drawing them in because their way is complementary to yours. So let's see what this does for you. I actually want to see. What is this going to do for you? Let's see. All right. So it seems like some sort of a loss. How's this going to... This is going to deal with some sort of either image or financial loss, some sort of security loss that's going on. Yeah. If the compromise does not occur, if the compromise doesn't occur, then you stand a chance to actually fall flat on your face with this. There's a point at which you actually need somebody, and Spirit is telling you, hey, be humble. It's not about pinning who's right and who's wrong. Look through other people's perspectives and point of views and try and find some middle ground. Try and find some sort of a compromise where you guys can actually work together and focus. If you do that, then we have healing. And then after the healing, we have a complete new start here. So it's a point that we have to put aside our pride and the ego and really try and build something together, not to be spiteful, but in spite of our differences of the past. So this seems to be kind of a pain in the butt reading, but this is going to be in your best interest and it's going to have a major payoff in the future. If you guys learn to work together, you're going to create something that takes long-term, well, it takes long-term payoff and it has longevity all around it, but a lot more material gain from it. So I asked who is coming towards you, and wouldn't you know it, I only pulled 4 cards. I know sometimes I pull a lot. This time I only pulled 4. So this person is complete mystery to you, but they ignite this unbridled passion from you. Somebody is about to waken up your world and show you life through a whole new angle. And it feels almost like you're kind of lifting off the ground. I love this. It feels like this person just perfectly fits in out of nowhere. And it also feels like this person brings so much enrichment to your life. And I feel like there's a natural step that occurs with this person. So it seems completely out of nowhere. And it seems to be after, looks like a pretty big, significant loss in your life. There's something that you can't quite pinpoint about them. I feel like you know nothing about them, but there's something that's so alluring. There's something that's so wild about them. And honestly, it's almost like this person is timeless. I know that sounds weird, but it's like, who are they? This is somebody who's coming out of a very emotional time in their life. And I'm also seeing that they are, in a way, passing some sort of a crazy torch off to you. And it feels like you have no choice but to take this. I mean, you have the choice, but it's like you don't have a choice. You don't see any other option but to go along with this person. There is a lot that you're going to be shedding and changing about yourself as you get to know this person. And I don't think that this is like one of those things where you change for another person. Them igniting this light inside of you naturally causes you to shed some part of yourself and become this new person. I do feel like this is divine feminine that you are. I feel like you're stepping into your power and they're giving you the space to do this. They feel very protective over you, and they actually feel very defensive of you, like protective of you. And I also think that they are taking the natural leadership role, not like you have to follow them blindly and that you're some sort of minion. This is really, the only way I can think of it is, picture if you were dancing and this person was taking the lead and you were following and spinning each other all around on the dance floor. That's what I see coming in for you. They didn't think that you would be gone forever. They're really impulsive. They're a smooth talker. They are constantly on the move. They didn't think that you would ever be completely done with them. And yet here you are. You're the Wheel of Fortune. They see you actually as the Wheel of Fortune, but it's almost like they didn't think that you were, I know how this sounds. Not that you're dumb. Please don't think I'm saying that you're dumb. It's as if they think that you wouldn't be smart enough to catch on that you somehow would deserve better. They thought that you wouldn't expand beyond that, or maybe you were hanging on to their every word, and you probably were for a bit, but man, has the tables turned. So what I see is, I think you gave them the heave-ho. I think that you were done with being made to feel like garbage. You were not being fulfilled by this relationship at all. And honestly, you found out something about them, and they thought that they thought that they could get away with this. They did not think that there was any way that they could treat you so bad that you would leave. You made the choice and you kicked them out. Like, you no longer have love for this person. In fact, I think that you moved on. I think that you've been really working on your healing. This person is feeling that to the max. I am seeing that they haven't changed, and that they're not going to change. So if you're wondering if you made the right decision, yeah, you made the right decision in leaving this person. They were absolutely garbage for you, and it was toxic as hell. The Hierophant's in reverse. So this was probably more geared towards what benefited them rather than being a healthy, communicative relationship. I think that you probably became their parent, and that's disgusting. So no thank you on that. I do see that you don't feel bad about this anymore. I think that you hung on to this long enough. You finally got something clicked into place and you're able to move beyond this. So I don't see that you're going back to them and they're feeling it. So their higher self is kind of incredulous with you, about you. And look, there's a major gift that's coming in from this. First off, yes, you'll have balance restored, but you're gonna have a relationship that doesn't leave you crying at night, that doesn't make you wonder your place, and that you are always gonna wake up and choose each other in this relationship. Now, the thing is, it's not happening in this moment. You are still working through the healing process, but Spirit's saying, be strong, you're on the right path towards it. It's just you had to take kind of a different direction, and you had to stop fighting for things that were not fulfilling for you. This was not fulfilling for you. You've done enough compromising in relationships. So it's going to take just a little while. You have to finish healing. I know how annoying that can sound, but it's going to be well worth the wait.